Introducing the future of hassle-free and seamless financial transaction. The Una Wallet app, empowering you to effortlessly manage your money anytime, anywhere. With the Una Wallet app, you can now enjoy branchless banking, wallet-to-wallet transfer, wallet-to-cash, and bank cross-border payments, deposit at a bank, and withdraw from any Una branch. Get ready to experience the ultimate banking convenience with the Una Wallet app. With just few taps on your phone, you can effortlessly add funds, withdraw, and send money to your loved ones. The Una Wallet app also provides a detailed history of your transaction, making it easier to track your expenses. So, what are you waiting for? Download the Una Wallet app today on Play Store or App Store and say goodbye to hassle of traditional banking. Una Forex Bureau Limited, delivering much more than money.
Ja Oil ñoom ñoo jiitu si wàllum jaay essence si biir réew mi te ñu def ko warugal pour kontaan loo suñu client yi borom moto yi ak driver yi seen jaaxare jeex na léegi pour am essence bu baax ak njëg bu yomba lii sax moo tax ñu amal leen banxaas fépp si biir réew mi pour essence bu baax bu set benn place rek la muy Ja Oil soo soxlae essence bu set essence bu baax gasoil wala kérosine naa la wax ne Ja Oil rek mooy jëmukaay ga doxantul rek si bépp banxaasi Ja Oil nga am si bànneex ak Ja Oil seen bànneex mooy suñ taxawaay moo tax ñu amoon leen banxaas bépp si biir réew mi nim gën a yombee pour yow ak suñ liggéeykat yu xarañ yi naa la won ne mbégte rek nga see jël pour am essence bu baax pour say machine fenn place rek la mooy sa Ja Oil ak Ja Oil bànneex kese la moo tax sax suñ station si nekk ca Costa Road ak Banjul wàññil nañ leen njëgi essence bi foofu noonu pour am si lu leer mun ngaa call si 770 8080 322 9070 714 7273 wala 787 1321 Ja Oil, the pride of the nation.
Looking for the perfect home away from home in the Gambia? Welcome to BC's Residence, your ideal short-stay apartment in the heart of Bundung. Whether you're visiting for business, pleasure, or an extended stay, BC's Residence offers you the comfort, convenience, and privacy you deserve. Enjoy spacious, well-appointed accommodations in a peaceful neighborhood just behind Nusrat High School. Our residence combines modern amenities with authentic Gambian hospitality, ensuring your stay is both comfortable and memorable. At BC's Residence, you are not just booking a room, you're finding your perfect base to explore all that the Gambia has to offer. Ready to book your stay? Contact us today. +220 941414 bcsresidence@gmail.com. BC's Residence, Bundung, behind Nusrat High School. Your comfort is our priority.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to our edition of Kerr Fatou. Every Thursday here from our studios, and of course we are back again. And you know, I told you yesterday, I have a big guest in the studio today, former Vice President, former Minister of Health, you know, female feminist and gender activist who spent her entire life fighting for the rights of children and women. Dr. Isatou Touray is my guest today. Doctor, welcome back to the studio.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here again.
And this time in a very different capacity.
Indeed.
When you were as minister, you actually, you know, I want to say thank you. You are one of those people who I have always had on my show, even when you were in government. I had you when you were at Trade. Yes, Trade, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I had you. And when you out of government also, when it was a very tough time.
We had a conversation.
We had a conversation when we talked about the FGM bill and others. We had a conversation. This was a very difficult time to have people to talk about that. But today I have you in a very, very different capacity.
Absolutely.
As a presidential candidate for the 2026 presidential election. First, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm honored to be here too.
Yeah. Now, you launched your presidential bid for the 2026 presidential election. Why is Dr. Isatou Touray running to be president again? This is the second time. The first time you announced, but you did not. But why this time?
Absolutely necessary this time for me to come and go through the full process and win the elections. I am here because for too long, Gambians have been asked to choose between promises and disappointments.
Okay.
Elections come and go, yet many of the challenges facing our nation remains. Rising cost, youth unemployment, unreliable public services, corruption, weak institutions, and declining public trust. I am here today to discuss my manifesto. It is not a catalogue of promises. It is a practical plan for national renewal. As an independent candidate, I am not seeking power for a political party. I am seeking the opportunity to serve the Gambian people and help build a country that works for everyone. The Gambia does not lack talents, resources, or ambition. What we need is leadership that listens, that plans, that delivers and places the national interest above political interest. That is the reason why I am here. And I have carefully crafted everything that I talk about in a manifesto to present to the Gambia. And I have my program is centered or built around 3 national priorities. One is the democratic renewal, economic recovery, and opportunity, and also energy and national transformation. I am here also because I felt the population have been disappointed. In 2016, when we had the coalition, we had some laid out plans in order to restore democracy, build a better nation, and bring hope and fulfill the aspirations of the young people who traversed the whole country to ensure that there was change in a peaceful way. I have noted with great disappointment that most of the things that we have decided and discussed in order to bring and put democracy in place have not been realized. And that is the reason why I felt the call is still coming, and I am here to justify that.
Doctor, but you were part of this coalition from inception.
Yes, indeed.
You served as cabinet minister, trade and health, right?
Yes.
In both capacities.
Yes.
And then you went on to serve as second in line.
Yes.
Vice president, the second highest for any government. And you served until the end of the term. It was after the election that you even campaigned for the presidency. So do you want to say that when you guys served the first term, these concerns that you were raising, were they addressed in the first term, or are they just not being addressed in the second term?
That's a very good question. I served the first term. I did not serve the second time. It was 5 years that was over, And when there was a change, when there was the second term, I was relieved of the position.
Yeah. But what was
when
done
I
in
left,
the first term?
What
when
was
you were done? What have they done when it comes to youth development, when it comes to women development, health and agriculture in the first term? Yeah.
There was a process that was going on, and it was really promising at that time. Because we could see the trajectory going on. When I was there, there was progress going on.
Yeah.
We were following it a very systematic, very result-oriented and targeted process in order to achieve the desired goal that we put to the population.
Yeah.
But then at a particular point in time, there were deviations. And those deviations were what was very disappointing to me. We have not been able to. The first thing is, when you talk about restoring democracy, you need constitution, a constitution that you could assign to that republic. Technically, we are not in a third republic.
Yeah,
we are actually working on the 1997 constitution that was condemned, that was criticized, and that there was a recommendation that it should be replaced or reviewed in order for us to restore democracy and strengthen it in a very sustainable way. As even up to the time I am speaking with you, there is no constitution that would be assigned or be dedicated to a third republic. So technically, we are not a third republic.
We're still in the second republic.
Yes, and the disappointment is it is the same constitution that we found in the second republic that is still going on. And if we want to talk about a third republic, if we want to talk about change that the people were calling for, and all the information and plans that were put in place for the constitution to come out, I think we have failed in that.
What was the opposition? That is very important. What was the opposition when you were in cabinet about the constitution? Because it was cabinet that were not satisfied with the outcome of the CRC recommendations. It was reported on the newspaper, Standard newspaper had a cabinet resolution where cabinet said the constitution has taken away a lot of the powers of the president. There were certain things that we all thought, because there were so many things, the quota for women in the National Assembly, for independent institutions like the police and the IG and the other to be approved by the National Assembly, just like we do now for the Ombudsman and other places. But all of these things came to cabinet, and cabinet had a decision, and that decision was not favorable. And what we saw, the National Assembly members that were loyal to the presidency and the government at the time voted against the CRC that everybody campaigned for. What did you think about that process?
That process, we were now setting down the principles for democracy.
Yeah.
And when the report came, there were recommendations.
Yeah.
And those recommendations were viewed and looked at.
Yeah.
And on the basis of that, I think there were some communications that went on in order for the reviews to be done.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what is most important, you have to understand the dynamics and the what is going on in cabinet and vis-a-vis the National Assembly.
Yeah.
The National Assembly, the more people you have there, you can do what you want,
yeah,
or you can manipulate them.
Yeah.
So in a real democracy, that's the reason why quality and merit is very key in setting people to decide on laws.
Yeah.
And what happened was there is more of a political decision rather than a decision that was in the best interest of the people. And in cabinet, even if you have a contrary view about what was going on, when the majority talks, you cannot just dissonate, remove yourself from it.
From that,
Yes, and that has been one of the failures why the constitution did not pass. And there was a debate also on so many things which should have been left to the public to decide, and then we give it to the technical people to incorporate them, because the constitution is the primary law of the country, and it is one of the basis for one of the pillars, the serious pillars of democracy that is going to guide the governance of the country and all other concomitant policies that are going to come. So that failure is indeed a big disappointment and it's a challenge. And up to now, we are going to face that challenge if we do not change the leadership.
Would you say you will take part of the responsibility for Gambia not having a constitution today? You were second in command, you were in cabinet, and that decision came from cabinet.
This is a very good question. I want the Gambians to understand that executive powers lies in the hands of the president.
Because he was the one elected.
And yes.
Okay.
So my role.
The buck stops with him.
The buck stops at him.
Okay.
Even if there is anything contrary.
Yeah.
And I could, and I was not the primary decision maker.
Okay.
Now, they must understand that when that happens, there is nothing you can do but to start to navigate. And that did not stop me from going on. We have been encouraging people to engage, to talk, and there were different engagements at different levels. So the blame is not on me. I was an appointee of the president, and I had no powers above him. So whatever he wants, that's what does. That's why it is important to select and choose a leader who is there, who understands and takes the best interests of the population at heart. Because if you understand the importance of the Constitution and what it stands for, and how it's going to be the sort of safeguard for the country, it should not be underplayed.
Do you think without having a new constitution is derailing our development as we speak?
Absolutely.
How?
It has derailed our development in different ways. If the laws that are supposed to be contained in the constitution, you know, it has different parts.
Yeah.
And there are different issues concerning the constitution. If there is no constitution, then why did we have to fight for change? There was a justification that there is need to review the constitution.
Yeah.
There was a need to bring in certain aspects that is missing in the 1997 constitution or that were kept away, and bring them in order to have a full constitution that will provide the fundamental freedoms, the rights of individuals, and even bring in more progressive thinking in terms of other issues that emerge as a result of the weaknesses that we saw and the justifications that were made. Now, if that is not there, it is a mockery of the nation, a mockery to the people, and a mockery to those who fought for that change. And here I want to recognize the role of all the actors, particularly the political parties, particularly the young people and institutions, and those partners who have actually supported the process, and it became a failure. It's disappointing. That is one of the reasons why I am here. I want to come back, and when I come back, that is going to be the first thing under my democratic renewal pillar, building strong institutions, accountable government, and a constitutional order that serves all Gambians. That's what I want to do.
Now, obviously, in the Second Republic, still on the Constitution, this government, without consulting nobody, drafted a constitution and announced it, and it went to the National Assembly. Obviously, the National Assembly members rejected it. Me and so many other people campaigned against that because we believe it was the people's document was still with them. They could have resubmitted that. That was what the people wanted, but they changed. And what we saw was a reversal of the things that were in the 1920, the one that CRC did. What we saw, they gave more powers to the president, and the executive became more powerful than the National Assembly and the judiciary. When you saw that process, what did you think about that process?
Remember, I left in 2022.
Yes, you were not part of government when this came.
When this came.
No, you were not.
I
just
always,
wanted your...
as a human rights activist and a feminist activist, I am always raising my voice. And I guess people out there who have witnessed that, no, I was not there, but I can explain.
Yeah.
If people don't decide the right type of leader, they get things that they least expect. Because anybody with the right orientation, with the commitment and conviction and understanding of good governance, human rights and fundamental freedoms, and understanding the purpose why you were there, it is not about your self-perpetuation. It's about what is needed to govern the country, and it should go beyond everybody. It has to be something that is there for the population. That is why it is fundamentally important to choose a leader, because once you vote for a person, you've given all the executive powers to that individual. Even if the whole cabinet says no and he wants it, it will happen. You understand? I was not there, but I know that it is unfair and it is not right. It shows lack of commitment to the people and the people's interests. So this is the reason why it is important for us to know how to choose a leader what leader we need to choose, and not to give people just to try to do anything they like because power has been vested in them, thus failing the trust that people have. There must be a particular level of pedigree that a leader should have in order to fulfill certain things, not to self-perpetuate or to try to self-perpetuate using your powers through coercive means or any other form to happen.
You are a very well-educated person with a vast knowledge of experience in academy and also in gender issues, and you have served in this government. In fact, I would say one of the most educated people in the government for 5 years throughout from 2016 to 2022. How would you grade President Barrow's leadership when you served with him?
Initially, I think I just want to take you a little bit back. I wrote a paper called The Pillar of Democracy.
The Pillar of Democracy.
I remember I wrote a short write-up on President Barrow because there was hope that this change is going to happen, and since he is the one that was chosen,
yes,
he is supposed to strengthen the pillars of democracy. And in that paper, if you look at it, what I wrote was to remind him in a very subtle way the things that people are expecting of him: constitutional review, transitional justice, addressing other issues, etc., to be able to give hope and put the Gambia on the right pedestal by having the law in place and the constitution that is going to move the Gambia towards a more sustainable business. Now, at that time, there is need for someone to encourage, for someone to prop, and someone, and I stood by him.
Yes.
And I have given all whatever I can, work diligently, also work with the technocrats who were in the system to ensure that we go by the rules. But as we move forward, we began to see power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
And that was evident during that 4 years?
Yes, it was evident. And I also was serving at different levels. When I became the vice president, I knew my boundaries.
You knew your boundaries?
I knew my boundaries because whatever I give is recommendation and support. But at the end of the day, implementation depends on the approval of the head of state. And I was not the head of state. So for me, I thought we were setting up this, and quite a number of things did happen in the first 5 years. If you look at it, we were able to have the commissions. We had commissions. We had other bodies that were put in place to ensure that we have the democracy put in place. But then what I started seeing was when recommendations come out, there is always a meeting and a white paper has to be put in place. Implementation was problematic. It was a little bit problematic, and at the end of the day, there is a limit to which you can say do this, because the box does not end on my side.
The box does with the president.
Yes.
But still on his leadership though, how would you describe the first 5 years that you served with him? Because you had direct relations. You were his assistant. The president, the vice president is the direct assistant to the president, and you had worked directly with him. Was he accessible? Was he a listening person who would listen to advices from you as the direct assistant to him? Was he taking advices favorably? Was he taking decisions in the interest of the nation? Because that's the kind of leadership this country needs and deserves. Was that the kind of leadership you saw?
It was not.
It was not.
It was not.
Why?
You have to push and be subtle in how you push things. And in that way, you try to navigate on matters that are important. Because if you need the resources that are needed, you have to respect the rules and regulations. So those rules and regulations that are guiding those things that you need will definitely have to be followed. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And I want to appreciate him for one thing, that he was chosen as the leader to lead the change. You understand? That change had happened. He was there, and then we were navigating through the 5 years. There's a lot that had happened in terms of negotiations, because we inherited a very difficult time, And I had a short span of time as vice president with him.
Yeah.
Remember, I had to go through a series of cabinet reshuffles. One, I was the Minister for Regional Integration, Trade, Industry, Employment, and etc.
Yeah.
And then I became the Minister for Health and Social Welfare. So finally, having my performance have moved me from one place to another. And when I came to the office of the Vice President, I was his technical advisor. But that is in quotes.
In quotes?
In quotes. Because,
when you say in quotes, why?
Yes, because just like you said, not all advices are taken, not all recommendations are taken, and if that is the case, there is nothing you can do but to see how you can use ways and means of making things happen and so on. So he was very respectful, though, very respectful. But the issue is, it is not his fault. Why? Because we chose him and put him there. There was not an objective analysis. There was not an objective choice, but because we were in a very dire situation, and that situation warranted that the political parties come together, but because there was no consensus around them, and he happens to be there, and I was there, I offered myself. I said, I'm coming for 5 years.
Yeah.
Allow me to smooth the area, and then you can come back as political parties, because we have gone through 22 years of real difficulties. And I am a person who is independent. I don't belong to any party. I will be coming to that, and I had a fully fledged manifesto then, which was quite impressive. But then, in a collision, you have to come together, you have to come to terms. So we came together, he was chosen, and therefore, if you do not struggle or you don't understand the foundation as to why you were there, the commitment becomes weak.
Is that the case?
I think so.
The president didn't understand why he was chosen.
Yes, he was chosen to lead the Gambia.
Yeah.
Yes, he may understand that.
Yeah.
But then if you have not struggled, it's not, because what I mean here, I want the people to understand.
Understand what you're saying.
If you have not struggled to say, I'm laying my life, I am ready to help my country to do the X, Y, and Z, and this is how I want to do it, and I have the conviction, because it was a real struggle.
Yeah.
Every Gambian, young and old, male or female, and the diaspora, including partners, did a lot of contributions to move the country towards freeing it from the dictatorship.
But the president said he did it.
He did it. How can he do it?
He did it.
He did it. He did it.
Did you hear that?
He didn't do it alone.
Because he was the one who went to face Jammeh.
Did he?
That's what he said.
Did he? I would have called myself a hero, because I came out when Jammeh was in his fullest force as a presidential candidate, and I traversed the whole country with my team, both from Gambia, the diaspora, and elsewhere. So I think this was a collective. It is not even thinking. It was a collective effort where every individual who was present in the Gambia and beyond, particularly diaspora, you understand, have contributed. So I think it's a misrepresentation for the president to say that he faced Yahya Jammeh. He would not have gone to Dakar to go to be sworn. I would not have gone anyway if I was in his shoes.
No, I know you would not have.
I will not.
You did it, and you went to jail because you fought and believe in what you believe in. That is something we cannot take away from you. Now, this brings me to the coalition, because 2016 to 2022 was supposed to be a coalition government.
Yes.
And you guys were supposed to have the equal share of things in the government. But soon after the president was sworn in, I think it changed to an executive presidency, which it is legally. But it looks like the agreements, everything in the agreements went away. Did you think that derailed the agenda of the government? Because you guys came with sets of agendas, transitional justice, constitutional review, transitional justice, security sector reforms, civil service reforms. Up to today, we don't have the civil service reforms. Up to today, the constitutional reforms we have not achieved. Up to today, security sector reform have not been achieved. If
Absolutely.
not, we would not have seen all of these things. Up to today, the TRRC recommendations were set. White paper came out, but up to now, people that were named on the white paper we know what is happening. Up to today, the Commission of Inquiry, people that the government banned, the government itself came back again and appointed them, pardoned them. They're still working with it. So technically, what have you achieved when it came to the agenda of the coalition? That's why a lot of us said, when it comes to the first 5 years, it's all of you. Because all of you campaigned and told us, the Gambian people,
absolutely,
we want this.
Yes.
We are going to do this. And you all renege on that promise. I know, yes, the president, the buck stops with him. But do you think it was, agenda was hijacked?
I think the population has to understand something clear.
Okay.
And in governance, they voted him through the discussions we had and the campaigns we had, because there was trust and hope that this coalition was going to work.
Yes.
It boils down as that what we need is leadership that listens, that plans, that delivers, and places the national interest above political interest. That did not happen. We all saw it. And because the people gave him the powers, we cannot remove him. So what he does, if you are very vocal, you are booted out. A lot of the leaders who were taken out, it's not that they've done anything wrong. It is because they were booted out because they had an opinion, a strong opinion on an issue, and that does not resonate. So they have to go. And in a very subtle way.
But when that happened, what did the other coalition members, because the first person that was removed was Mai Fati, and then obviously Usainu Dawo and others, and then obviously Fatma Rajala, Tambayang, and then what happened, the rest of you that were in part of the coalition, when that happened, you should have expected that something is very caring. Should we have addressed this now before it becomes no?
That is impossible. You know why?
Why?
Power lies in his hands. People talk. They have to understand the nature of democracy. And when people make the votes and decide to choose a leader,
they choose his way.
Of course, we do campaigns and so on. And that context was a completely different context. And we needed to come together in order to uproot the dictatorship. He happens to be the leader. You understand? Having happened to be the leader, and power was vested in him, he had executive powers, whether we like it or not.
That's true.
And he was systematically removing people. People will remain because we fought together. We did it, and it was for the best interest of the nation. You understand? For people to remain and ensure that things moved. It doesn't mean that nothing actually happened. Things were moving, because at least the Gambia had a good, people noted that democracy is in the offing, and it's a process. But that process was not respected, and the way it is supposed to be going, like you said, it derailed, and that's it. That's how it is. That is the reason why I am coming back. Now, I want to come back to deal with those issues that we fought, we sacrificed for the nation. We owe it to the nation, and I don't think anybody is more relevant than those coalition members who were there to fight. I came out as an independent candidate, and if I was given the chance to lead, it would have been a different ball game.
But all of these things that I mentioned to you didn't happen. The first thing you mentioned was the Constitution.
Yes.
Security sector reform, civil service reform. But yet, you campaigned with the president in 2021. You wanted us to vote for him.
Was I there on the 2021 talking to in the campaign trail?
No, but you were on the campaign trail. You campaigned for the president.
I was not in the campaign trail. Let me tell you, you don't understand the process. In 2021, I was the vice president. And when the president was on the campaign trail, I was in the office, or I am running out to the regions to deal with institutions. Watch, check carefully. I at a point when people ask me, Yodo Igena, and when he is on the campaign trail and he is going to inaugurate certain places, I will join him there at those places. I've documented my engagements very carefully. Yes. But to go watch it, when he went out for his 2021 campaign, I was then the vice president and I was holding the button. And when he is coming to inaugurate any monument or building, I am there to give him the support. Remember, go through the memory lane.
You never advocated for us to re-elect him in 2021?
Why not? I would, because I felt that we hope that he's going to continue, because that is his second term, and that was going to be his second and third last term.
But already the first term, all of these things that you guys agreed on, nothing happened.
We came, it's a process. We came through, there were reviews.
Yeah.
You have the constitutional review process going on.
Yeah.
And there were going in and backs. Then you have also the commissions that were going on.
Yeah.
And so many other things. So that was naturally a process, as I said.
Yeah.
And those processes were going on. So it came to the point where a second term was limit was this. I think it was fair enough for us to give him a second term
to see.
and to see. Now the second term is there and he has not achieved it. That's why we want him out.
So you are advocating for only 2 terms. You don't
2 terms, yes. No self-perpetuation.
No self-perpetuation.
No even
But,
myself.
Yeah.
No self-perpetuation.
Now, this brings me to the question that everybody was asking, and I'm sure if you have gone through our comment section, you would have seen it. You famously said one thing, and which is opposing President Barrow is like opposing God. It was reported everywhere. As I speak, even today when I posted comments, that's the common question everybody asks. Now, President Barrow is still the sitting president. He has declared his candidacy. He is going to run for the 3rd term. Why do you want to oppose him now? Why do you want to oppose God now at this stage?
I think there is a misrepresentation. And I am so surprised that the media probably can turn a context into a way that can be misrepresented.
How?
I'm a Muslim, and I know that there is only one God.
That's true.
And the context in which I spoke that, you understand, is very clear.
What was the context?
I believe that he was there, and let us respect him, let us recognize him, let us help to go, and that this is the time that we should move together to move the country forward. That was those were the reasons. That was why I said, I never said opposing President Barrow means opposing God. I never said that. And even if it was said, if you look at the context in which it was said,
you said that,
it
but
was to
I mean,
encourage.
if you are saying the context,
yes, if I said it,
yes,
it's the context. Are they looking at the context? What context did I say it, and what was the sentence or the phrase that I said that has resulted in that? Let us follow him and try to respect his leadership. If God, for example, if God gives you a leader, you should follow him and see what he does, maybe.
If you oppose him, you're opposing God. That's what you said.
Yes. Can you please show me where it is?
No, you said that. Okay, I'm just going to tell my my team to send the video and send
opposing
it to
God.
us.
And
yes, you said that.
And
you
if
said
they can
leaders are chosen by God. If we oppose him, we are opposing God.
Now, what I'm trying to say, the context in which that was said, we understand,
was
a very useful context. A context where people have given up, a context where a leader was problematic, and coming from a dictatorship, you understand, it was a big problem. So it is important to safeguard and appreciate the leader we have, so that we move forward to bring in peace, progress, and stability in the country.
But opposing him, is that opposing God? Can you set the records here straight?
No, what I'm saying is that the context I said that must be played. Let me hear that. Because it is not possible for me to say that without a context.
But I know what you said.
But
that.
I cannot, I'm not denying that.
But now
I want to know the context.
Okay.
I want to know the context.
Okay, Pamela, please send me the video on WhatsApp.
Even saying that, even saying that about him at that time, you understand? And the way the people came and how they felt are 2 different things now. Nobody will say that now. And I don't think I will ever say that again.
So meaning,
and saying that also,
it was because at the time
want to encourage the people.
you wanted to encourage the people to support
him. And I have done that in many ways.
Okay.
In many ways, and I'm very happy to stand here and say that if anybody supported Barrow, Isatou Touray supported Barry more than any other person. I gave him all my talents. I gave him all my team. I encouraged him, and I went across the country. And I think the country, if people listen carefully, and those who know, I did it for the interest of the Gambia, for peace to reign, for the country to progress, and open a new chapter. That was why I did it.
So, to be on record now, would you say opposing President Barrow is opposing God in this context today, 2026, July 2nd?
I cannot say that.
Okay.
I cannot say that. I cannot say that.
Okay.
Thank you.
And today you are running as an independent candidate.
Indeed. Supporting him last time and coming out as independent candidate is not contradictory.
No, it's not.
When you have, when at a particular point in time, you can support your leader based on the fundamentals the leader was supported for. And when you see the person derailing and you find that it's not going along the road, in fact, it is incumbent upon you to come out frankly and say, this is not right. I am coming in because of this and that. And I'm very proud to do so.
And honestly, almost all the candidates, almost, not all of them, at one point supported President Barrow.
Absolutely.
A.M. Dabo.
I think it was from genuine, they were genuine.
All of them.
Yes, it was a genuine
the reason why
support.
people are raising this question is that comment that you said about opposing him is like opposing God. And a lot of people thought, okay, if that's what he said before, why is she doing it now?
I am coming because I am basing it on a principle that if he is there, undermining him means you are undermining the very principle of leadership.
Yeah, but that's undermining, but not us ordinary people opposing him. That's not opposing God.
But then you are the game on God. People, Gambians are playing on that word God. And I did not shy away from it. I said, if I say it, in which context did I say it?
No, you definitely said it.
I said, if I said it, I wanted to know the context in which I said it. And at that time, we are coming from a dictatorship. And we know that people were very, very angry. People were very discouraged.
This was late 2021.
Late 21.
Before the elections. This was a few months before the elections.
Before the elections. But then if you play, I'm not telling you you crop it, but if you take the whole this thing, because there are media tricks. You crop something to capture the voice.
I will not do that to my auntie.
I hope so. I hope there are bull
I'm being very nice to my auntie.
No. I am ready for anything.
You know me, when it comes to my auntie,
when
it comes to women candidate, I'm very biased.
No.
You know why?
I am here to rule as a leader.
I want to encourage people like you, encourage me and so many young women who are not in politics. So that's why when it comes to women, I'm a little soft on them.
No, you don't have to.
But you are a very strong woman, so I'm not going to be soft on you.
You know what is happening? Let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
These are the gender stereotypes that affect women. We can address the inequalities. We can address the gender gaps. But when it comes to position of power, decision making, access and control, we need to know that women also have something to bring on the table.
That's true.
And they may even do it better.
They do it better.
They can do it better.
We have seen
so when it comes to that, it's not about being a woman. Yes, I'm very proud as a woman, and I want to bring an alternative to the table because it has been hitherto all male dominated in terms of leadership. So my coming out to my country, given the current situation we are faced with, I think it's important to give for women to come and play the cards.
I have said this. I have said one thing, and I keep saying it. We have tried, how many men? Sadauda Kairaba, Yaya Jame, Adama Barrow. It's about time we try women. That is something I have always advocated for. I advocate for more women elected officials in our National Assembly, in our councillors' election, in our mayoral and chairmanships, and in the presidency. Because if we are right there on the table, that's when we can advocate for changes that we want in gender issues. But talking about gender issues, before we go to your program, you know, when you were vice president, because first I want to look at your record first, before we go to what you want to bring. When you are vice president, Honorable Tumanjai did bring a bill on the National Assembly. You know, this was a bill that was in the Constitution. And when the Constitution failed, that's the how do you call it? Having more female representations in the National Assembly. It was in the Constitution. When the Constitution came, she picked that part. It was sponsored by IRI, and it was brought to the National Assembly. But she accused you of sabotaging and not supporting that bill. Of course, that had become a controversy. You being a lifelong gender activist, somebody who supported, initiated, and pioneered feminism and supporting women's rights in this country. Why didn't you support that bill at that stage?
This is a very good question, and it is the greatest opportunity, I think, of my life to clarify this issue.
I'm happy that you are doing it here.
And I am very happy that the question is put to the public.
Okay.
We have to understand governance, procedures, and processes.
Okay.
The role of the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Now, this, first and foremost, the timing of that bill, I think the former speaker, Mariam Dentin, may be watching this very clearly, who was there then serving, knows that that bill was not rejected or opposed by any one of us as feminist activists or women's rights advocates. It was a bill that was brought in, and I, as vice president then, because of the interest I had in what was going on, I realized, I heard that there was no quorum when it was presented, and it had to be taken back. When they came back again, I think if it's the second time, there was no quorum. Then when they said they are going to bring it back, I went there out of curiosity to see what is happening. You understand? And there was no quorum. I was there. In Parliament, I have no right to interfere in the debates if I am not delegated to do so by His Excellency.
That's true.
So I was sitting there watching. I don't have to act otherwise because my duty was to observe. That was a bill or a law that was put in to promote gender equality and advance the women's rights. You understand? And that was already there, and it was not that it is not approved. It was approved, but it has to go through Parliament. And if there is no quorum, how can it pass? You understand? And little did I know, when that happened, they made a decision, and the then speaker did a very good job of it. I want to appreciate that.
Madam Dentin.
Madam Dentin. We were all feeling bad, but as the vice president, I don't have to be there to be aggressive to do certain things. It was a big insight, you understand? And interestingly, that bill was also slated for presentation by the Minister for Gender. So it was at a time when elections were coming, but it has not gone through the processes. So cherry picking that from all the other bills of rights for women and bringing it to say that has to be passed in order to perpetuate an interest is not fair. So I became the victim. I did not know, even I was being blamed that I did not interfere because I did not support it. And I overheard them talking about that with some few activists. And I said, no, you are making a mistake. This is going to come back and it will pass. But it has been picked out of a number of. And I don't think it is fair to say that I did not interfere. I am not supposed to interfere in the National Assembly when I am not delegated to do so by the President. So I think that was a lapse and lack of understanding of the rules. And then there was a sort of an exchange. But this is Parliament. People fight in Parliament.
Yes.
People do all sorts of things. But I was just trying to put up a fact and clarify certain issues. So it was not that I was against it. It was just being spiteful of me, putting in that type of this thing on me. And it is very clear that I didn't, because I have no hands in it. I have no right to interfere, but I was there out of interest because I am one of the leading advocates for gender equality, women's human rights, and disability rights. And all those rights that were put in the Constitution were as a result of the efforts that I have made at one time, either within or outside, for that to happen. So I'm very proud to associate myself with those provisions, but they have not seen the light, the day of light. We are now talking about all these things.
But do you think if you had helped lobbied, because as vice president, if you had lobbied, because that's what you were accused of. You
were not. You know what happened? Sometimes you are not even aware of when those things are coming. And to be fair to the National Assembly members, there was something happening, and majority of them were not there. So the quorum was not there. So there needs to be a strategy and understand the dynamics that is existing in order for you to do that. Because when you deal with gender issues, there are resistance, subtle patriarchal resistances do occur. And when they occur, you don't have to confront it. You have to be strategic and know when you can do it. Lobbying has been done because women put men in those places. They give them the opportunity to be lawmakers.
Yeah.
So if the issues of concerns of women are going to be there, that should have been a strategy that would be to bring a lot of women around and also discuss with the National Assembly members. I have not seen any one of them resist. I want to be frank. And I said it. I did not. I did not interfere because I was not supposed to do so. Now we have to respect the rules.
Yeah.
We have to respect procedures, and we also have to respect ourselves at a particular point when you are pushing certain things. When you're dealing with gender issues, you have to know when to intervene, how to intervene, what to do in very strategic ways, and so on. So that is something that they have said, but those who were present, and some of the activists did acknowledge that what she is saying was not what occurred.
Yeah. So a lot of the activists also accuse you of not, civil society and activists did say when you were vice president, you never had their back. You never worked with them directly. But most importantly, you were also the Women's Affairs Minister. The Office of the Vice President was responsible for women affairs. What particularly have you done to support women causes when you were in cabinet as Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs?
I have done so much.
Okay.
And I am very pleased to say it here. I'm not bragging.
Yeah.
I have been responsible and been very known. When I was first and foremost, I think civil society and activists out there are making a wrong assumption of me.
Yeah, it's good.
They have to understand between non-state actors and the state. Being a civil servant, being in civil society and you are out there, you are a non-state actor. And we are supposed to be watchdogs. We need to influence policy. We need to call the government to accountability. And we also need to support them to be able to respond to some of the issues. You understand? As a state actor, because I was in both places.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
All the negotiations that were done to promote women and children's rights and disability rights that were being carried as advocacy work with the CSOs, that's the civil society organization and activists, you understand, were all, when we came in as state actors, you understand, were all pushed into law. That is formal equality that is put in to law, or the disability bill. We had the gender ministry for gender, children and social welfare. We also brought in the laws that were weak. We brought them in. We did a lot of work, and it is there, lying down. A plethora of things that we did. If the Constitution had passed, and we were able to do a lot of things, the women had a very good chance of claiming every right that is. But the sad thing is, the Constitution has not passed. And civil society must understand that being out there as a decision maker, you understand, my role is to support their cause through a ministry, and that ministry is where you have the Ministry of Women, Gender and Social Welfare. Then you have other institutions where they cut across and also deal with them. I don't have the funds because I cannot pick government funds and give out, but I can support them because I know they are fighting the same cause I am. We have reached at some level. When we were there and the anti-FGM law was put in, you understand? Before I left, that was when the anti-FGM law was put in.
Yeah.
But then when I was there, we were working to get it implemented. You understand? But there was nothing. I was there for 5 years, and there were cases of female genital mutilation in the communities. Sometimes I raise the phone to call some of them I trust. Nobody goes out to put in their hands. So what have I done to them? I've not done anything to them, and I don't think it's the whole of civil society. There are some who have their acrimony about me because I will not bow down to certain things. I will not lower myself to certain things. And apparently, I was not responsible also for handling funds that will fund them in their organizations. I don't have that power. I don't have that power. But we work together, and I appreciate the effort they are doing there. It's not easy. I am aware of lack of funds. When I get into power, all those things will be addressed.
No.
So they should not take it against me because they felt I am looking for the country. I'm trying to serve the whole country, and I have to be very honest, transparent, and recognize all the pillars rather than saying I did not side with them. What sort of siding do they want me to do other than support the work, recommend them, and also push the agenda and that I have been doing without any doubt.
Now, talking about now you, because you, in these conversations, it looks, you have made it clear. When you serve in capacities, but the buck stops with the president.
Absolutely.
And now you want to be the leader.
Absolutely.
You want the buck to stop with you. Now,
it will not stop with me. That's what I'm telling you. It's a completely different, it's going to be a completely different governance.
It's going to be
a completely different governance.
Tell us.
That's why the leader,
the
leader you choose,
it's important.
It's important.
What kind of leader do we need today compared to what we have?
We need a leadership that listens. I've said it many times.
Okay.
Plans, delivers, and places the national interest above political interest. And you do that by strengthening institutions and bring in the policies that are going to guide that and don't interfere. You understand?
Yeah.
And democratic renewal is about building strong institutions, accountable government, and a constitutional order that serves all Gambians. You have those pillars put in place. I don't have to do the job. I only have to monitor, see, and be reported to, and see what is out there. And where there is abuse of power or failure of the institutions, they will be held accountable.
When you say strong institutions, what is your opinion on having the IGP or the IEC chairman being vetted by the National Assembly?
You see, when you talk about institutions, it goes beyond that.
Okay.
That's why I said it's going to be completely different, because you have to know what you are doing in order to be able to make the impact that is needed.
Yeah.
You understand? Strong institutions are to have systems in place. Systems that recognizes the roles and responsibilities. For example, you have the Accountant General who has been castigated not long ago. The Auditor General, excuse me. The Auditor General.
What's your take on that?
I don't think it is right. It is absolutely wrong, because it's a mandate that was entrusted to him. And he is there to support the government, to know what is happening, to recognize and to help it reset if there are problems. But it is not supposed to be that. I condemn that in all its ramifications. And it's not putting the Gambia in good lights. I condemn that. That's why you need strong institutions, qualified people. You don't put square pegs into round holes. You need merit, you need experience, expertise, and relevance.
And relevance.
Yes. So those are the strong institutions, and they will be accountable, transparent, and be target-oriented, focused, and fulfilling their mandates, and many more. You need accountable government, a government that is accountable. You as the president, people, those sectors are accountable to the population, and you as the president should ensure that that accountability happens. Then there will be no problems. What else do you need? Constitutional order that serves all Gambians. You don't have to start philandering from one place to another. Hey, yes, debate it. Tell me, you know. No, you need to know. And you need the technical expertise there. Get the right people. Then you get the institutions right. Put in the systems and remunerate them. That is what is.
When you talk about accountability, and I'm going to interject whilst you're reading the points. Accountability, we have seen this new draft that the current government sent to the National Assembly. One thing that was key there was this: the president, when they leave office, they should not, how do you call it? It's happening in Senegal right now. When you are coming, you can tell us what you have. When you are leaving, you don't tell us what you have. Gambia put the same thing. I saw Senegal also, they have this constitutional review, and the president is rejecting that part. But you said we can check when you are coming, but when you're going, we cannot check. What is your take on something like that?
My take on that is people have to respect institutions, and we must respect procedures. And we have to also be self-interrogating. Why am I leading a people? Why do I want to be a leader? What difference do I want to make in the lives of people or in my own life? Because those are fundamental questions that needs to be asked. You understand? As a leader, that's why I said if you get the right type of leader with the right type of mindset and looking at the manifesto or the policies of that leader, then you know whether that leader wants to self-perpetuate or wants to enrich him or herself and then leave the people in poverty. I think the state needs to take, it is there as a state. You are a leader because you are leading the people. And you are leading the people because you went through the democratic process where you are elected and they expect you to fulfill certain things. Now, if you go on doing certain things, you are sending the wrong signals. And that's not good. We are very poor. We are now talking about shortage of revenue, and there is overtaxing of everything. Now, where is that going to happen? And even extending it to your family and others. Who is responsible? Who is in that role? It's you. Why does it have to be your wife, your children, and everybody? Yes, you have served. You deserve to be given certain accolade. You deserve to be supported. You deserve to, but not in that way. And when I saw that, I was sitting down watching, and I said, I don't know what the lawmakers are making, but we have to rethink.
The former president's bill, right?
We have to rethink.
You saw that one?
We have to rethink.
We'll pay the current president the same 75% of what whoever president is serving, and we'll have to give them all the benefits that they have, from meat to travels to
everything can be
medical.
reviewed. Everything can be reviewed. They don't need to be denied, but we have to review it and be realistic.
And be realistic,
Yes,
based on our
because
economic
I
situation.
feel when people serve and they have served their nation, they need to be respected. They need to be given that. But then we need to also look at the best interests of the country and the people who are so poor, who deserve more than what we have. This is my personal view.
Now, going back to your manifesto, the plan, what is your, our economic situation. Today, for example, the reason why we keep having shortage of electricity, up to today, when this government came in 2016, they promised us that by 2026, this, Gambia will be covered 100%. Today, yes, there's a great improvement in the rural electrification, but okay, before I...
No, go ahead.
But here in the Combos, we don't have sufficient. And we even had to, NAWEC had to get approval for $622 million to go and buy electricity from Senegal for 50 days. And I think that is why we're stable for now. I don't know what happens if that 50 days expires, whether we are going to go back to borrow and to pay for another 622 million, I don't know. What is your take on something like that? What is your plan for our energy sector?
If you listen to my introduction, I said our program is built around 3 national priorities. One, democratic renewal. And here I talked about building strong institutions, accountable government, and a constitutional order that serves all Gambians. I think that's very clear. The second one is economic recovery and opportunity. Creating jobs, supporting enterprise, reducing the cost of living, and building a productive economy. And the third one, which is relevant to the question you are asking me, is energy and national transformation. Now, expanding access to reliable, affordable, and sustainable energy as the foundation for growth, jobs, modern public services, and national development is very key. Reliable energy powers businesses, schools, hospitals, farms, and communities. No country can achieve lasting prosperity without it. Energy reform will therefore be integrated throughout our program for economic recovery, youth employment, agriculture, public service modernization, and rural development. Together we can build a nation. So energy is key.
It's key.
We're talking about innovation. You need energy. Even right now, you need the energy for me to talk to the world. You need the energy to create jobs. You need the energy to power agriculture. You need the energy to serve the small entrepreneurs who are making ice cream, women who are selling fish and want to keep them in their refrigerators, young people who are making juices, and some who are doing the TikTok to earn the money and everything. So this is a very important factor, and it has to be there. We cannot compromise it. And what we need in that area is not to only depend on another country, but we should start thinking of How do we get green energy? How do we try to work towards sustainability by trying to look at our experts, look at what is possible as it is. It is serious now, you know that. Before I arrived, almost half the day I was in darkness. I wanted to communicate to you through the internet. I could not because there is no light. You understand? There are lots of things that are going on. Fridges are being spoiled. The business community, those who are having small industries, depend on energy. Those who are doing cement production and all the other things that goes along that creates the job. You know, you have to look at the interconnectedness and the spiral effects energy has in almost everything that touches the economy. It's not working. So I don't think it is a wise, we cannot do it alone. I want to let you know that. But we also should start thinking strategically. How are we going to try to be less dependent on neighbors who may be even worse than us, who are also very busy taking care of their problems to carry us on. I think we have to be honest to ourselves. I think we need to start thinking strategically. We need to start working with our technical people. We need to work very hard in order to do that. It is possible, it is doable if the will is there. And we prioritize. It's very important. So these are some of the lapses and the lacunas that are there that I have come to address. And I can tell you, it is doable, it is possible and affordable.
Do we have the resources? Because you have been in government. President Oko, akaya Vice President Saba, akala Vice President Walmin Beasaf, Albe Kakana, Albe Lola against him. But he further went on recently and said, being a vice president is different from president. The president's responsibility is not close to being a vice president. You have been vice president? That's what the president said. Being a vice president, you have seen things, but do you think we have the resource? They say, if you are outside, you can say, I can do this, I can do this. But when you are there, that's what the president said.
Okay, let me tell you.
Vice President,
okay, let me take you on powering national transformation.
Okay.
Powering national transformation, reliable energy is not a separate policy issue. It is the foundation for national development. It powers businesses, creates jobs, supports farmers, improves healthcare, strengthens education, and drives economic growth. Our commitment is to build an energy system that is reliable, affordable, sustainable, and capable of supporting the Gambia's future prosperity. And I can tell you where it will come from.
Where would it come from?
In my manifesto. It took me almost a year and a half to write this manifesto with my team. And I want to tell all those experts that I worked with out there that I'm very grateful to work with you, having done my research and having submitted it to look at it and see where it is. I want to thank you. I am not claiming ownership. I want to say thank you for all what we have done.
Together.
How we will pay for our program. How?
Very important.
Reduce procurement waste, inflated contracts, and politically motivated spending is one. Number two.
If you can let me stop you there. Politically motivated programs. Number one, the Meet the People store. Do you see how much we spend on the Meet the People store? For example, if the National Assembly approves 10 million, we are spending 60 million. I think this year, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 60-something million. Please send me a message what the numbers are for this year. But last year, what they approved and what the presidency spent is like 1 to 10. Those monies, I agree with you, if managed properly, can build so many facilities for the Gambian people. That right there, if anybody is able to implement, you're saving a lot of money for the taxpayers.
Absolutely. That's how we can get it one.
Okay.
The second thing is audit government expenditure and eliminate payroll leakages and ghost workers.
Do we still have ghost workers? Government said they have taken a lot of...
We still have them. We still need to do a lot of work.
Okay.
I stand to be corrected, but we have to do a lot of work. We need to be very diligent. You need diligence. And if you don't have the right skill sets to do so, so you lapses may occur.
Yeah.
So for me, my emphasis will be people with the capacity. You don't have to be there just because they have been there. This is it. No, it's about the capacity and the relevance. I've talked about it.
Yeah.
This is what is giving Gambia problems. We have so many people with capacity, but they are serving other nations, they are serving other countries or other entities, and not the Gambia. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Why do you think that? We have Gambians in high-profile places. We have no shortage of professional Gambians who can man affairs in this country. I mean, no offense, but people believe we could have done better.
Absolutely.
Do you believe so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You see, we have to respect merit, not mediocrity. We have to respect knowledge, expertise. We have to recognize it. Why are we having the University of the Gambia? Or Gambia is not going to, we are not only going to do diplomas and certificates, but we want to go beyond and we want to have the citadels of knowledge, the university and even higher. Why are we trading our people and so on? It's because we need to move Gambia to another pedestal.
True.
The Gambia needs to move to another pedestal. I am talking from the observations that I made over the years, being an insider, outsider, and having traveled extensively and engaged on governance matters when I represented the president. And sometimes I sit down and reflect. When I move with some of the technical people, I feel very proud.
Yes.
Leadership, the quality of leadership is very important. In the renewal that we are going to do for the Gambia, if we really want to move the Gambia forward. Thirdly, I'm still on the how we will pay for our program.
How we will pay, okay.
Expand domestic production and improve customs and tax administration. It's very, very important. Domestic production, the Gambia has the potential if we do the planning and we target them and we focus and allow the technical people to do their jobs and support and honest on the trust they have been given. Tax administration, improve customs, and I want to appreciate the improvements that are going on the customs and tax administration because now we have different softwares that are coming, the Adikusa wall and all these things, and I want to thank Mr. Dabo for Yankuba for what he is doing. You can see that the threshold, but then we still need to improve more. And I think those are the type of trajectories that we want to see. You also introduce a fiscal responsibility charter with transparent debt reporting. This is not my field of expertise, but it's an area that I recognize and respect in order to be able to know where the Gambia stands. We don't have to give false hopes, false information, or let the people believe because we feel they cannot read and write and they may not have time to look and give them that everything is going on fine. It is not fine. I think we need to have that, and debt reporting will help us about how where the country is going. Let the people know so that they will appreciate. And by doing that, you make people trust you and understand. Then you can explain phenomena in a way. Why are we doing this? Is this and that? But giving false information, many people that do not know, this is what it is. It's very important that we have to move forward. We need to move the country forward. Then use borrowing only for productive investment. We don't need to be borrowing. We have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. What I am hearing and what I am seeing is not taking us anywhere.
It's not.
We need to look at a strategy. But like I said, at the end of the day, you need to, if you understand and you know, even though we are being described as people with horns, educated people are with horns, like they are like bulls. We don't have the horns, but we are like bulls. We have been described as that. And what I want to say here, when you talk about use borrowing only for productive investment, you have to do some strategic thinking, strategic planning. You do analysis of the situation. Where do you have the low-hanging fruits? Where are some of these issues that have triggers? and who is my strategic partner that I can engage before you start thinking on debts, borrowing to bail yourself out. What is there that we can leverage on that kind? We have our sovereign wealth. Who is controlling it? Who are the people controlling the sovereign wealth? What are some of the what we call the spoils of the earth that we have in this country? Of what use is it for us? How are we going to leverage on those wealth in order to be able to move forward? And so many other aspects. You know it, experts better than me over there, Gambians, fellow Gambians. You know it. These are some of the things that we need. So that when we only go out to borrow, it will be an absolute necessity. Where is what the investment, where we can pay back the money, and then it serves. But everything that comes goes. Is putting on in a very serious. The future generations, maybe generations, 3 generations to come may not be able to pay those debts. This analysis needs to be done. Expand public-private partnerships.
Yeah.
The private sector is the engine of growth. And it needs to be given that leverage. It needs to be given that support. It needs to be encouraged to be able to invest and be supported and be helped to be able to create the jobs, to help the country move from A to B, and to serve in other areas where they are more diligent, where they are very more strategic, and let them do it whilst we watch, because we are supposed to be working in partnership with them. And the private sector is the biggest employer in everywhere. So what is there that we are putting to lure them, to encourage them, and how are we supporting our local entrepreneurs, our local businesses, and so on, to work, to feel wanted and incorporated? We have people who have been making attempts, but they faced frustrations. I don't want to name anybody. I've been in the system, and I know. When it is time, it will be known. But I want to tell them not to be discouraged. We are with them. We will work together. Let them not give us their back. Let them start thinking how to move this country. It is doable. The Gambia, its size and the people deserve more than what we are now encountering. They, as private entrepreneurs, investors, needs more. And we're going to open up.
We're going to open Gambia.
We're going to open up.
Okay.
But when you open up, you have to be strategic.
Yeah.
What are you opening up and what are you safeguarding? All these are things that needs to be put into consideration.
A lot of us young people don't feel like the Gambia, investing in Gambia is anything easy for us. As young businesses, there's no incentive. There's no support. When you go to look for money at the bank, they will tell you, bring a collateral, bring a house. How can you bring a house when you're just starting? Government is not supporting. When you go to, where's this government agency that gives money? What's the call? What is the name? Is one agency, one Mr. What's the name? Where it was set up by Jammeh's time. You go there, they only give money to people that they know. I went there and they told me, go to the bank, and because you can go to the bank, but when you go to this agency, it's 1% interest. You go to the bank, it's 18%. Nobody wants to pay that. But they give it to people that they want to favor. So Gambian young people and the Gambian women and businesses don't feel supported.
This is the time for the young people. I want to send this message very loud and clear.
They are not very happy with you. I'll come there.
Yes, but I am responding to your question.
Go ahead first.
Whether they are happy with me or not, it's not the matter right now.
Okay.
But I tell them that I am out because of them.
Okay.
Because I felt their future is at stake.
Their future is at stake.
I felt they are not seeing themselves in this government. I felt that they deserve more, they deserve better, and they need to be encouraged, and they also have to have hope and be ready to engage. I want to tell them that this government, my government, our government is going to unleash the potentials of the youth, because we are moving towards a situation where they have to take over. And that can only be done when we... Because why am I coming out? The backway syndrome is there. Can you remember?
Yes.
A lot of people are dying.
Yeah.
You understand?
True.
A lot of things are dying. And at one time, I made a statement that some of these young people are lazy. I said it.
Yes.
And I said it in a context. I felt that during the COVID period, you understand?
Yeah.
During the COVID period, I stopped the offloading and loading of commodities.
Yeah. Rice and oil and all that.
Just to capture the Gambian youths.
Yeah.
But I realized the 3 days I was sitting at the Makati Square, there were only youths from other neighboring countries who were going back with $3,000, $6,000, $4,000. And I said, where are the Gambian youths? I even called some of our entrepreneurs and I said, please, can you help me get Gambian youths to come? And that broadcast I made was not to denigrate them. I was spurring them to action. I was calling them, and I was very happy. They did come after 2 days. And at one time, when I walked into the Makati Square, they were clapping for me because they knew what I was trying to unleash. One of them told me, Auntie, the day I walked here and I gave my mom $500. She prayed for me, crying. I didn't know that there was money because they did not tell us. I said, we cannot give you this work without paying. Maybe you don't know. But when you see the job and you are not working, he said, sometimes you get up in the morning, you don't even have breakfast, much more to give to your parents. But we thank you for this. But then remember, out there, the hostility towards people they perceived in positions is very high. And uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
But then
what those comments that are being said out there by whoever, I am not blaming any youth. They have the right to feel that way because they felt they were left out. My comment was in a bid to lure them to come in, and I've got that, and I'm very proud of them. So it was not to denigrate them.
The youths felt denigrated because they felt like the only job that you, as head of the government, vice president, was just for them to be able to offload and upload bags of rice and sugar and oil. That was the only job you could offer them. And because of that, you called them lazy. So a lot of people, that comment, a lot of people felt offended by it, almost generally all the youths.
Not all the youths. It is
I'm
not
saying
all the youths.
generally,
yes,
a lot of
not
them.
All the youths.
Majority of the young people, though, because I'm on social media, on Facebook and
yes,
YouTube
I have followed a lot.
So a lot of people felt offended by that comment.
Yes.
Because the young people don't just want to offload and upload bags of rice and sugar. They want to be on the table. They want to be at the decision-making positions. They want government to offer them jobs.
My dear sister, now let me just come there.
Yeah.
We have to reset the button.
Okay.
First, let me clarify.
Okay.
I know that some people have raised comments I made in the past about young people.
Yes.
And I want to address that directly.
Okay.
Let me be absolutely clear. I do not believe Gambian youths are lazy.
Okay.
In fact, throughout my life and career, I have consistently argued the exact opposite. I believe our young people are the greatest asset this nation possesses. They are a demographic dividend, and everybody knows that. I have seen their talent, resilience, creativity, and determination in every region of our country. As a grassroots activist, I worked with youths, and I mobilized them, and I know they have the potentials. If there was a failing in my remarks, it was that they did not fully reflect what I know to be true from decades of working with young people. I expected that you are talking, they want to be in the office. Education is key. Education, earning your degree, earning your certificate, earning all other things to put you in that position is key. But these were people who were looking for labor force to be able to help, and these were people who were going around and were looking for jobs. And Gambians were not coming. That was what I felt, and I thought I should. You understand? The challenge facing Gambian youth is not a lack of potential. It is not. They have the potential. They are very intelligent. In the university, when they go out to do the skills, when the opportunity arises. The challenge is lack of opportunity. Too many young people are leaving school without the skills required by today's economy. So that's why I said education is key.
Yeah.
And we have to be very frank. You cannot just look at cover up. I think if we're going to address anything, we have to be very frank and own it. And we have to own that. That's very key for the young people.
But calling
many struggles.
But calling them lazy was that fair?
It was,
you could have encouraged them and
they have been encouraged.
But you could have encouraged them without saying that
they
were lazy.
Do you know what happened?
Yeah.
I encouraged them.
Yeah.
I took them to different entrepreneurs to help them, and I said, "Can you bring some of them here?" You understand?
Yeah.
And saying they are lazy is what I'm saying. Because I know they have the potential.
Are you saying as a mother, knowing this is what I can tell children, my children, these are my children?
These are my children.
Is that the context?
Not only that, I was interested in having them engage. Okay. And I want to help them to understand the importance of dignity in labor. Dignity in labor. When other people coming from other countries are doing it, earning 3,000, 5,000, 6,000, they are not earning it, and we are paying them. Why not for Gambian youths? So I want the youths to understand that I wanted to help them. That was why. Okay. Too many struggles to access finance, training, technology, and decent jobs are a big problem in this country. You know that. And I think what is being coined as a problematic is not a problematic. It's facing the reality. It's facing the reality. Too many feel that success is only possible outside our borders, because the opportunities are not there. If they are not there, they are not seeing it. That is precisely why youth empowerment sits at the heart of my vision for the Gambia. I am not asking young people simply to believe in themselves. I am asking government to believe in them as well. And I believe in them. If I sit on that seat, the youths are the demographic dividend. They are our current leaders and our future leaders, and we have to prepare them. We have to make them feel dignified. A government I lead will invest in quality education, modern vocational training, digital skills, entrepreneurship, apprenticeship, and job creation. We will establish a national youth employment and opportunity program and create pathways for young people to participate directly in shaping national policy. And I even said somewhere that some of them, the program that we are going to set is going to be under the presidency, because I'm building the critical mass of the young who are going to take over from us. We have to change the process. We have some with the potential, but we also have to deal with the critical mass. When I travel around the Gambia, I do not see a generation waiting for handouts. I see a generation ready to build businesses, create jobs, innovate, farm, lead, and transform our nation. I go around almost every week. I did the security know that. Every week I am on the country. Before, when I was writing this paper, I didn't tell anybody I'm writing. I was doing my own participant observation to be able to get my manifesto perfect. That if it is implemented, it will transform the Gambia. What they need is a government that removes barriers and creates opportunities. My message to the youth of the Gambia is simple. I believe in your ability. I trust your potential, and I want to build a country where your future is determined, not by who you know or where you come from, but by your talent, hard work, and ambition. The future of the Gambia will be built by its young people, and as president, I will ensure that government becomes your partner in that journey. I will ensure that. It's disheartening to see what is happening with our young people. They are traveling on perilous journeys.
Yeah.
They are going and dying. Some of them complete their education without jobs. Yeah. They cannot even buy soaps or toothpaste or give their mothers even anything, or their parents. They cannot even sell. This is something that is disheartening. Yeah. And that is the reason why I rose. I am rising because of the youth of the Gambia. I am rising no matter what way people are coining all the things that are being said. This is why I am out, and this is a great opportunity for the youth to take. Yeah. I want you to understand that a lot of people would like to bring in so many things, but I want the youth to believe in what I'm saying. I want the youth to know what I want to do, and I know they are the potentials, and we have to help them. They are not the same. They are not homogeneous. Some are privileged. Some have done what they can, but there is no response to their efforts. Some don't even have the opportunity. I understand that. We will build in programs that is going to uplift everybody. I will do it, I can do it, and I know we will be supported. That's what I want you to know. I want to bring hope. That is why I'm coming out.
To the women, I mean, I see that this got you very emotional.
Yes, my mission is to change that.
Yeah.
Their situation that these people have is so sad. Yeah. When you see the statistics of the deaths in the Mediterranean, yeah. On the way, yeah. You look in the streets, you can see mental health, children, young people, naked, going up and down, strong bodies, able-bodied, who could have been given the opportunity to self-actualize. Yeah. Those, some of them get up, they go out looking for jobs they cannot find. That could result in deviant behavior. Yeah. So these are the things why I am coming out. And these are things we can address. They are possible and it's doable. Yep. Why isn't it happening? The youths are suffering. Yep. It is causing crime every day. They are doing a lot of things. Why is that so? Because they do not have the opportunity to exert that energy to be able to be better people in their own rights. And that is what I want to bring into the Gambia. We have 65% of our population as young people. And these are people who are going to be the leaders of today and tomorrow. We have to prepare them. We have a duty and responsibility to take care of the youth and give them the opportunity to move forward.
To the young people, to the young Gambian out there who had this notion when they had your declaration some time back, what do you say to them directly in the campaign?
What I want to say is that I am here to change that. Okay. I am here, my government is here to change that, and we will do it together. You can trust me about that.
There are two critical sectors, the young people and the women.
Yes.
Who are going to determine this election.
Absolutely. We
have over 50% of the voters as women, and majority of that are young people. These critical sectors of our society, the young people and the women, will decide who becomes our next president.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, you have talked about the young people, and it got you so emotional because it seems that you understood what the young people are going through.
Of course, yes.
And you were
I'm a mother
to address it.
Yes, and I'm working with them at community level. Yeah. I am going round. Yeah. I am seeing it. They don't deserve that.
No.
They don't. For the women.
Yeah, for the women.
First of all, let me tell you, 67% of the voters are women.
Yes.
The population is 52% now.
Yeah.
And the 67% of the women are voters, active voters.
Yes.
They are a critical mass. They are a critical mass. Nothing about them will be said without them. Nothing about them will be said on the table without them. I'll bring in inclusive governance for women. We'll deal with agriculture, cooperatives, and deal with women entrepreneurs, and all other sectors of women in order for them. You see, women are dear to my heart. They do a lot of things and contribute to the economy, yet undervalued. When development progresses, it is women who ensure that it is sustained. Yeah. They deserve to be given better. I will support the women entrepreneurs. I will I'll ensure that the parliament, this is my vision, will have 50-50. Yes, that's what I want.
That will be huge.
Yes, it is possible. We have to educate. The men have been with us. We have been with them for a long time. So it is time. It makes it better. It makes governance better. And it is it's a good indicator of good governance. Yeah. You cannot move on one foot. We have pairs, male, female. So one pair, one cannot move without the other. So we need to bring them together. Entrepreneurs, women have been the backbone of our economy. We need to build the economy. We need to help them to add value to whatever they are doing. We need to give them equipments. Who told you that a woman cannot drive a tractor or push or operate a power tiller?
They can.
They can. And then you have women who are engaged in scientific work that they are doing. Just 2 days ago, I was coming. There was a lady whose program is Jarga. I was listening, and she was talking about Jarga and the ladies' bags and until some other back in the tourism. And I know that there are women who are also producing herbal teas.
Yeah.
You see, they are doing wonderful work out there. You have others who are doing tailoring. You have others who are doing packaging, vegetables, fruits, and processing. So many of them. Why is Gambia not exporting in numbers and quantities? We want to homegrown and then value added before it leaves the country. Open the markets for them. Why are supermarkets not taking vegetables of women? If they do, in what quantity are they? What are the laws that we have to put in place to help the women produce? We don't only use them to produce genetically modified plants, but how are we going to buy their produce? You have market gardeners. These are great producers of things that we need. How are we going to train them? What are we going to do? What can we provide? And so on. What type of loans or support are we giving them? What type of incubation projects are we going to do? You have young entrepreneurs who are out there trying to help the women. I don't want to mention names, but they are out there and they are there. How do we harmonize, enhance, and mobilize to help them self-actualize and the country also living on a sustainable basis? We should not be buying rice if things are done well. You have different wetlands out there, and some entrepreneurs are trying. What type of help do they have? What is the production capacity? The role of the state is to facilitate, to support, and to encourage, and where possible, try to defray certain things to encourage investment.
Interesting. Now, one key area that will affect women advancement, especially within our laws, that's the FGM law. The case is at the Supreme Court. The ruling is on Monday, and a lot of women are looking forward to that. We don't know what is going to happen. We don't know the outcome of that ruling.
My dear sister,
what are you looking forward to?
It's a big disappointment. It's a big setback. Do you know why? This problem should not have arisen. Let the world hear.
Yeah.
The quality of the leader is very important in governance.
Quality of leader. You keep saying
it
this.
It is important. You know why? I know. It is important. You see, the former dictator was very difficult at the time when we were talking about FGM.
Yeah.
And our lives were threatened.
Yeah.
But we insisted, persisted, we were taken to prison, detained, we were accused, we were being mentally tortured, and also psychologically tortured, because a lot of threats were put onto us and so on.
Yeah.
And playing on the ignorance of the population or being misled, I want to just let the population listen very carefully.
Carefully, please listen, yes.
When Yaya Jammeh threatened us, he thought it was a religious injunction because he's been talking about that. Why should these people talk about our culture and all these things?
Yeah.
We are not against culture. Culture is not static. Culture can change, and culture is part and parcel of people's well-being. But there are certain cultural practices that are inimical to the health and well-being of women, and female genital mutilation is one that is irreversible, that is debilitating, that is affecting the sexual and reproductive health rights of women and girls, and resulted in many deaths and poor indicators of our maternal mortality rates and so on. Now, the advocacy was going, and there were certain practices, there were certain reasons why they thought it should be practiced. And religion happens to be one of them. And you know we are Muslims. Just like they are talking about, I said God so and so. So this was also something that was misinterpreted and associated to religion. That it is an obligation for every Muslim woman to undergo FGM. But that is not true. I want to debunk that. There is nowhere in the Quran where it is written. There is nowhere. And when you go to the authentic hadith, scholars are here to visit. It's not there. So most of what is associated with FGM is coming from unauthenticated sources or misinterpretations. But that is very clear now. Now that precedent was one of the was very aggressive towards us. But we continued the advocacy.
Yeah.
Despite the threats, creating awareness, educating the population, reaching out to every nook and corner of the country, until finally there were consensuses using culturally relevant strategies that brought communities to come and make a public declaration, even without the law. They have done that about 7 times before a law was put in place.
Yeah.
And it is not because of the law, but it was because they were educated, there was awareness creation, there were evidences provided by doctors. They themselves are victims, survivors. They know what we are talking about until we reach that consensus. And on one of the declarations in Jareng, the president did some investigation because he saw the chiefs, people coming to the event every 3 years, and they are coming and making public declaration, the circumcises, the real circumcises coming, abandoning the practice. He did his studies, his own investigations, and realized that it is not a religious injunction. And it is at that event that he stood up, he called my friend, my sister, my compatriot, Ami Bojang Sisoho, through somebody to say that, I hope Dr. Touray will be happy. I am putting a law against FGM. And I said, it is not about me, it is about the Gambian child. It is about the children who are suffering and who are dying as a result of that. We are only here to support his policies as a government that has ratified the conventions that prevent or protect the child from harmful traditional practices and all other laws that protect the rights of women that the Gambia is party to and have been domesticated, that we are trying to sensitize, to create awareness so that people will stop female genital mutilation before the law is put in. And we have done that. We had already reached 1,052 communities before then. The law was there, and it went there in consensus. The parliament passed it when he was convinced, and he even victimized some other imams who were giving him the wrong signals. You know, that is greatness. When he came to realize, whether he was pretending or not, I don't know, but at least the fact that he came out publicly and took the phone and talked to us, I respect him for that. You understand? And then we put on a press release. Everything went through. The law was put in place. So this republic, that I'm not calling it a third republic because we do not have a third republic technically. The current regime had a very easy job to do.
What was that? To protect.
To protect and ensure that effective implementation of the law was done, because change does not happen in one go. Particularly deep-seated social norms we have to have continuous awareness.
But in defense of the government, in defense, I would say they have protected the law. They have not done anything to repeal the law, the government, and they have not done anything. They had just made sure it was protected. But a lot of people said, when you came out of government, the first thing you did was to go and prosecute people who, that's what triggered this whole thing.
This is the Gambia.
They said now, if we are in the Supreme Court, it's because of Dr. Isatou Touray. She was in government. She didn't do anything. She came out. The first thing she did was to prosecute vulnerable women. Now, the imams also had to go and chipped in and bailed these women out, supported them, and then the revolution started.
No, there is no revolution. Then that's a good name for Isatou Touray.
That's how they said it's you. If the law is threatened, it's because of you.
No, the law is not threatened. The law is not threatened. You know why?
It was almost repealed.
You know what happened?
It was almost
repealed. Now let me tell you, the law was in existence for almost 10 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
There was no implementation of the law. And there were cases happening even with the presence of the law.
Yes.
Now, I want you to understand that. Now, let me tell you one thing. In a society where people are sipped into framing things in a different way, a champion or a person who stands up for that justice is sometimes being traded as a sacrificial lamb. But this one is not like that. Let me tell you. What is happening here is that the law was in existence for the last 10 years, and there was no effective implementation of the law, and there were no cases reported, so the law was not tested. But the law was there.
You came
and
tested it.
when the president
Yeah.
came, his first statement was that he respects the FGM law and women must be educated, awareness should be done, so that the FGM stops. There is a law. You understand? Now, when that happened, it was that's why it lied down. Now, with organizations that are working on the advocacy, and Gamco Trap happens to be the leading advocate, with many other young organizations, I want to give credit to all of them for the efforts they are doing, came out to do the advocacy. We did our monitoring because it is part of proper planning and effective governance to be monitoring and evaluating. One of our community-based facilitators came across the practice and then reported it to the police. We were only interested parties. When it became law, it is no longer a Gamco Trap or civil society affair. That's what I want you to understand. But we are an interested party because we are fighting to end it. And if we happen to see children whose lives have been threatened, you understand, it is our duty to be part of it. And that prosecution was not done by Gamco Trap. That's the misrepresentation. It is done by the state. The state took its responsibility, yes, very much. You understand? Civil society stood its ground. You understand? And the case was prosecuted. Giving it the first time a case, there are many that were brought in and thrown out of court. Giving it for the first time, the state taking the responsibility and prosecuting it and passing a sentence. A light sentence for that matter.
A
light sentence for that matter. You understand? Lawmakers, women's bodies were being politicized. Lawmakers had a divide. They have a right to have the divide. And that's what is being pursued. So how am I? You see, when you are a champion or an advocate, I'm ready to carry the shoulder. You carry the brunt. But it is very clear, you understand, that it is not Isatou Touray, it is not Gamco Trap or any civil society organization. It is the state that has taken its responsibility, and we are waiting for the outcome.
Are you worried?
Now the outcome, I'm not worried. We are going to win.
Because
I am not worried. We are going to win.
The angle that these people are using, it's religious freedom,
But
religious
I told
tolerance.
you, this is ignorance.
They are saying they also have the right to practice their religion. That is the angle they're taking to the
But this
Supreme
is
Court.
what I'm trying to say. In this day and age, the religion is written in different languages. You understand? And where science and religion meet, and there are evidences showing, you understand? If you go into knowledge, real knowledge, they will tell you that where doctors have come up with this thing, you have to think about it. You understand? So for that one is something going in the right trajectory as far as I am concerned. And I know that this government will make the biggest political mistake if they subject the lives of those innocent children by rescinding this law. And I doubt it.
But what is the government's responsibility in this?
It's the state that is responsible. It's the primary duty bearer. And it is the state that is taken to court. It's not Isatou Touray.
That's what I'm saying.
And Gamco Trap.
The only thing the state can do is
the law is in the hands of the lawyers.
The state
And I don't want to talk about it now because you know why?
The state can only defend.
We cannot, it's a legislation that is in existence, and it was done by the state. And we appreciate that effort very much for having that law in place.
Do you believe the state did enough to protect the FGM law?
Let's see what comes out. If let's wait for the outcome of the law. But I want to state thank you to everybody out there, CSOs, non-state actors, institutions, the diaspora, for standing up to ensure that the children are protected. I thank you all.
Dr. Touray, you know, you being president, you running for president, and being vocal on FGM and related issues is one of the biggest challenges of running for president.
Is that so?
Yes, it is. I mean, General, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Wow.
You know, you have seen what happened when this FGM law was being passed at the National Assembly. You have seen how religious leaders have gone out themselves, mobilized thousands of people to go to the courts and fight against this. And as a politician, you want everybody on your team. Now, how are you going to convince that Imam Fati, that Imam Chebu Cham, and that their supporters who you want to serve as president? How are you going to convince them that this Dr. Touray will serve the interests of you and your children and all Gambians? It doesn't matter being this vocal female genital FGM advocate, because a lot of them, you know how people have preconceived minds.
What is most interesting? This is democracy, and people have rights to vote.
Yes, but you want their votes.
Everybody, we need their votes.
Yes,
but nobody, no nation, no president ever gets the votes of everybody. But I want the majority.
Yes,
I want the majority.
To get the majority,
and the majority,
you need some of them.
No, but some of them. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
it is not all the imams.
No, it's not all of them.
So don't generalize.
People like Imam Babali are big advocates of FGM, and so many other ones.
There are some that are silent, that know the truth, and are pursuing it, and are protecting their children, and are siding the truth. You understand?
I'm saying, how are you going to advocate for this?
It's my program. Let them join me by this manifesto. What I am presenting to the Gambia is this. This is how many pages? It's about 12 pages. This is what is going to run the Gambia. And I urge every one of them to take time to read this. If every Gambian takes time to read this, they will know that I am the right leader. One. Number two, this is going to be translated into many of the languages and given out for people to look at in different languages. You understand? And this is what they should judge me with. They should judge me by this. They should judge me by this. We all have our differences. But at the end of the day, when it comes to governance, it is not my own opinion, subjective opinion, or your own subjective opinion that matters, but what you present to the people for which you should be accountable for. It is progress, not promises. And
finally, you have, last time when you ran as an independent, you joined a coalition. And I mean, I think you joined last minute, because and this time again, there have been a lot of coalition talks. Are you open to coalition talks, or Doctor is going through with it to the last minute?
My view is that coalition played an historic role at a defining moment in our nation's history. It's very important to note that. It brought together people from different political parties, civil society and communities around a single objective. Restoring democracy, constitutional rule, and hope for the Gambian people. For that, it deserves recognition and respect. But every coalition is created for a particular moment in history. The challenges facing the Gambia today are different from those we faced in 2016.
True.
I think every Gambian should learn to understand that. The challenges we are facing today are different. Today, Gambians are asking for stronger economic growth, more jobs, better health care and education, greater accountability, and faster delivery of public services. My focus is on meeting those expectations. So I am not running to recreate the coalition of 2016. I am running to lead the Gambia into its next chapter. That said, I have always believed that no one person, no one party, no one region has a monopoly on good ideas. Nation building requires dialogue, cooperation and inclusion. If I am elected president, my government will work with anyone, regardless of your political affiliation, who is committed to serving the Gambian people honestly, respecting the Constitution, and putting the national interest above partisan interest. I will build a government based on competence, integrity, and results, not political patronage. So my answer is this: I am open to working with others, but I will never compromise my principles or the interests of the Gambian people for political convenience. These are the people that matter to me. The coalition I want to build is not simply a coalition of political parties. It It is a coalition of Gambians, young and old, women and men, urban and rural, from every region, faith and community, united behind a shared vision of a more prosperous, more just, and more united nation. This is the coalition I will lead.
You will lead.
This is the coalition I will lead, based on those things I told you.
Yeah. So these frameworks that we have on right now, this AD, this CATB, this blah blah blah, you're not part of those.
I'm just coming. I am just launching my decision. This is what I am telling you.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
I respect the coalition.
Yeah.
But there are what I gave you right now.
Yeah.
In principle, is what I stand for.
Are you in?
That's what I stand for.
Do you plan on just joining any of them, or you'll just stick to
This is what I stand for.
Meaning you're
This is the, I'm not. This is what I stand for.
No, I'm asking.
No. There is no yes or no. This is what I stand for. I have made it very clear.
That means no.
I am running to recreate. I am not running to recreate the coalition of 2016. The context is completely different.
So no coalition.
I am running to lead the Gambia into its next chapter.
So no coalition.
That said, I have always believed that no one person can do it. No one party and no one region has a monopoly on good ideas. Nation building requires dialogue, cooperation, and inclusion. If I am elected president, my government will work with anyone, regardless of political affiliation, who is committed to serving the Gambian people honestly, respecting the constitution, and putting the national interest
That is
above
when you are elected.
partisan interest.
Before we get there, 6 months to election, are you open to joining with people to create a coalition? Yes or no? Right now.
This is what I stand for.
Meaning you are going on your own.
This is what I stand. I'm not telling you that. This is what I stand for.
What is
Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not putting any words. This is what I stand
but
for.
it's more entertaining.
No, I am very clear.
My mom has gone. My auntie has come.
I did this work for 2 years.
Aha. Let me drink before I come back.
My dear, let me take also and sip.
Okay. And then,
Yes, dear.
my thing is, we have 3 different coalitions. One of them is set to announce their candidate 11 July.
I'm just coming now. I'm working on my manifesto and all the things I've done. I've launched my candidacy.
Are we going to see a scenario where
I don't
you
know
are going
yet.
to wait until last minute,
I
just
don't
like
want
you
to
did
yet.
in 2016?
No, that's a mistake. You people are.
You wait until
in
2016
No,
last minute.
you are making a mistake. No.
Alta Isatou Touray,
No.
And then that makes you so relevant.
No. Let me tell you one
Are
thing.
we seeing that
It is
again?
not about relevance. It is not about. I think there is
Because-
there is a misrepresentation. I want that to be clear in 2016.
Okay.
Let you tell you one thing.
Okay.
I have written about that because I took time to write it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to lose the context when a question like this is going to come from one
Okay.
like you or any other person.
Okay.
Coalition 2016, my box was not there. I was not given a box. It was when I got out to go and march. I was part of the process from the beginning. I was part of the process from the beginning, the discussions and everything with my team. They can. People are out there hearing me.
Yeah.
I had a lot of team that were actively involved in preparing.
But they say you came
for the
last
question.
minute.
I did not come last minute.
Because when they...
No, let me tell you.
go ahead.
We went and there was a convention. A lot of things happened, which I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
That's not important. It is gone.
Yeah.
Lessons of life, and I have learned from them.
Yeah.
All I want to say is that it is not that I waited for last minute.
Okay.
You see, when people are in dire situations, they just come in to say, let's do this.
Yeah.
Without proper reflection. If we had reflected, we would not have been in this type of scenario for me to even be relevant or other political parties to be relevant. That's all that's why I want to stop it.
If we had done right, we would not have been in this situation.
If there was a proper process that we wanted, it would not have been like this. That's where I want to end. My book will reveal, but I'm not going to talk about it.
So are you going to join the coalition? Yes or no?
What I showed you is what I stand for.
So meaning you're going through to
Are you
going to be a candidate for 2026?
I am going to be a candidate I'm already out.
Yeah, but
last time you were democracy.
But last time you were out.
No, I was not out.
You said
we were in the process of coming out.
No, but you announced your.
I announced my candidacy.
Yes.
But I also wrote a paper. I wrote a letter to the public telling them that for the sake of the Gambia, for the sake of my people, and for the sake of progress, to get out of this dire situation, Gambia is bigger than me, and my selfish interest should not override that. And I gave in.
Yeah.
You understand?
But this time, will you give in?
I gave it.
I'm
going through the process. I am going to go through the process.
Will you give in this time?
I am going to go through the process. I am going to go. I said 2016 is a different context. This is a new chapter for the Gambia.
Yeah.
And this new chapter requires another level of thinking. That's what I want to say throughout there. Let's think critically. Critically.
Throughout this interview, you talked about having a leader that has the pedigree, that knows what they want, that knows. You keep talking
it's
about
very
leadership,
important,
leadership.
Yes, and that is the crisis of leadership we are in now.
We are in a leadership crisis?
Yes, that is why it is different from 2016.
Oh, so 2016, our problem was dictatorship and orders.
Abuse of human rights.
Of human rights
yes.
and orders.
So let the population
now, what
understand.
is our problem now?
What is the problem? It's the crisis of leadership. We need a leader who listens, who learns, who puts the trust, who implements and make sure that, I told you, it is all written here. That's the type of leader we need. The leader who is going to make sure that he will listen, he will deliver, and work with the people, and not self-perpetuate. Yes, that's what I said. That's it. We said the Ghana does not lack talent, resources, or ambition. What we need is leadership that listens, plans, delivers, and places the national interest above political interests.
We don't have that now?
That's what we need.
We don't have it now?
No, we don't have it. That is why I'm out.
That's why you are. President Barrow said he has four vice presidents challenging him.
Yes.
Akobari vice president onen president ya man kilinde. Al sutiata le bari mimbe konoto al mo wolonde.
Abuto jaliti. I mean for atefi.
Yeah.
Bara ndol fana ngaminno. Mbewole natila.
Albol natila.
Mbewole natila. And he should also check himself. If 4 vice presidents are standing up against him,
yes,
the fundamental question to ask there is something is wrong, fundamentally wrong.
Something is wrong.
Something is fundamentally wrong.
Why am all my 4 vice
presidents?
Why
are they dead? The population should start asking themselves, we are in crisis of leadership. The population should start asking for that. I appreciate his efforts for being identified as the leader during 2016 to lead this transition. You understand? I appreciate that because he was given the mandate to do so.
Yeah.
And I respect that. You understand?
Yeah.
But then if we've come to a point where we are supposed to be counting on our laurels, you have 4 vice presidents coming out, 3 of whom have served under you. There is need to ask the question, why is that so? The Gambians need to think about it. It's crisis of leadership.
Crisis of leadership.
Now we need to carefully choose the leader who will deliver for the people, with the people, and not self-perpetuate.
And that leader is Dr. Isatou Touray.
Indeed.
And Isatou, what about the program? Or the other from the Sarodi, the badding or Lamin Bejubela, buying a bake angale kangola, Purum badi manding call Mejiberola, Munana Dr. Isatou Touray Fintila Kalafaka, President Alhamo Mumunity and Muna Sabu, just in 3 minutes, just to wrap that up.
Ala baraka, me ala tentula, Mbenkila Jaila, Adina Wululal, Anim Wol Minialon, Nim Wole na manifesto de da, K tentu K Jai. Ka foy ko be banko be kontonna itoni kontola ani manika kan ponlal ko bim fintana nanne pour nal yela haklotu yin sibiti tambila nganna candidacy kon do fintila as presidential independent presidential candidate at brikama SSP ground so mbe mol tentula min yalon ko inata nunje pour kam fabandi inata je pour kam makoy adu inata je fanam pour ka kafum maje mbe nyin ko kala wato minna nyin ko munelti banko abe tembo minto sanyin ali nga jube ku bake ni agente be fintila nan nalia korosi kabirim fintita mo neneta jela ko Isatou diamuta anywhere dawoda radio teng a TikTok teng adulato kabirim fintita mandaile mbe jimirine mbe nado ko wala mitani nala mbe bori wala mbe korosi rola nga tenteng fon futata bi nakorosiro ya itandiko banko la fanko akata nyamin amanyinya fondin kel folo mini ya lon ko wolle mun tal fanko to wolle nyanta lolan tolye na jikol muy tolleti bi anin sama ibita koma silo la ibe fala ibe bori na crime be caring dol bal kenson ju kenson on le kat yayi fondin kel fentela fengol dabe koleyaring musol ni tata marché to ka yayi ne yayi foy ka jakali fengol dabe koleyaring lampo katu huy hamach abe fala tiñarol be kala molla frijol tiñata molla ku jamal le dasata nga jube wo nyama fulanja o fadan kol min ya lon ko saratol nga landi pour ka banko tambindi birim bota nawo 2016 coalition bengola nga sit saratol le landi wot sarto munelti constitutional review ka constitution kutol tamandi ka kol kije min ya lon ko wolle democracy la sama singo bambandila hanim bi mango constitution o soto na fulu jamale fanan bota je moliye makoy pour kadida hanim bi ku manki je transitional justice kol min ya lon ko akachata je ko mun ko ku manke fengol dabe sele la gambian dala si manke fengo fenti sanyin ayatina le sanyin ni musol ni momo tata business ol man tarata kuring kol be tinyaring kelobe kerin dinnu ika wuli somanda ya moy ko musu sunkutun din karle fa din karle fa ta jana ngaba nga dead body jana anin ku jamal min ya lon ko fo hanina police ol fa onali korosi imantara ke kuring muna yatina ila uniform ol be kotoring samata kende te singol to dol ni bita fonction la fon ikata muneke ikata beltol ni berel ni nafol be le fu wol be mu kulleti min yalon konte Isatou nga korosi ngaje ani bundal min yalon ko kara dindingol e karam fo e ji do kute sotola ni tata senola bunda karoto alhamdulillah rabbil alamin problème o min bije wo waratale mool ye kari saba fo nani be doku i pareta i ka fay ko ala latiyol nati mba ko do di la ko do bukana Senegal jama ba man ni wave ko understand bikoy ba wave lela hani bi ko do dol bi je wol fa ma wave fo na keta ni wato kono de yaajele konko be kering mool la ko be nasirin Senegal dum itol la sembo be mu munalti ikamin doku sama kono ni ela doko ke ala ye makoy ni a wafo wato le ke la hajolta sani jama babe julo kono so hanni ya ko do soto wol manta wo ko do manke tati fengol bebe kole yaring banko fanan to man tara diaring minu ka fako Gambia peaceful tale peace ti jang ala jube ala korosi to nyalom mol sita no le bitela hajola bari sani mol musol man hani fintila kel man hani fintila ni fintita ike attack wol be aliyaje Johnson wol to mol be fala yande ibe police wol fala min ya lon ko wolle fangole nyantan tol fangola ntol tankala ni wol be fala kuma tiyama mboje fengo fam benke ya mira banko bitala le bang constitution wol je mim le mba fo mim fola ko third republic ale third republic man bang tarakeri because man constitution wasoro nga kuwol minu be kachanu 2016 kabrim be keta ngani ya kilinti be keta kan kilinti nga mo kilinta mbindi pour ay tambi mol ka nga makoy ni aje nyim vice president ol be tata iba makoy la mbe nata mbe makoy rokela katun tolle keleta nu nga niole la moli niola ka fakon teda male niola aman soto ndi sindirolom aketa nyamin mbi jele de sindiro ni wolom aketa nyamin ngalonne woto anyi nyata pour ka mobe tentu ka fakon mbe nga mbele den tanyina mbelle nga kenyola mbe dani rola alse hako boy njimbal dani la munella sanyin akuma yata pour muso e tambi akuma yata pour muso e tambi ay banko fanan samba aliya jube abikela nyaadile kat ko bata warata naso keta sey ko mo keta kumol fak kafo abuka futa lahido man timma wol bebi jele mol be bataring futu wol be banna hake kole ya kama dindingol bita bakwe ibe fala je amanke sawoti iman la fala bari ibe ijikita daming inyanta ko soto la daming ni ma soto foy se finti wokono inin kole ya jamale kalaje kilin ne ka kana wo man diade inyanta soto la janne nyandi ke mira kata banta katu tamote bayila na pramo talale tamote bayila bar ni bakala asatara hakil tenku ngobi je bar ku jamale dasata ku jama corruption o fanan aliyamo le kamin foje hanni mollo ta pour ka tonya sabatinde ise muta so nte dal natale pour kal dani ali muso fanan bulo jube ngalo ndo soto nsa kenole nun talem fintita ngalo mune bije mune be kala koto dunya ma millon mbe dani rola ali nga katanga Gambia jube ngan na dindingol na funding kel ila ko bala fa warata bake nyantale nge ma ko yokku soto business o sani amantara tamakan ibukan ni ajube lampo bi ya lonko wala nyanta business ol tamandila bi ay na samatinala kata julu bata ka ken kanto mamira pour ka electricity nati karadola pour ka kambulo wenye kadula fanundi ka jube nyanta electricity tala nyaming fodula killing ni wo problem o soto fa kate dankulale sakate fa wo problem o soto abadi le banka fa bula ni e teri ni wandi tero la be tero le tala bar ni ni teri la be fanne tala wala be keri woto mbe musol danila mbe kel danila mbe mobe danila musuka fuke dindin keba Gambia be soro min to sen sanyin alale ya long amanjar ngakuma fali alinga korosiroke katuko ni amoy ba fala ko ngasila jamale de dañi silol alinga ta fo sama ko no ngajube abe kala nyaadile poto
bar silo to nya nyimman sa kulay sa ko mo be foy ye silo min doku
wa silol dama manyan na kala kuti development ika janjanne
baro kay silo min doku nyimman sa fulo la
yalo min keta silo be silole do mola
hani hatonya kununde ke ma ma de
ka sa te kono yajube silol min de data min be kedin sanyin aya katale de bawo ika isla jamal dida bari ko silo la quality be nyaadile alinga nyonyi ni kawla silo la quality be nyaadile fula nyango fanan ni be development kila governance economic governance ni ba kila ibu ke nyaatilin ku kilina
infrastructure dama
into no ika warele ye doke de isa de se quality soto hanna be kila every sango sang ni be sila tan sabale kela bara ke fenti mi yalon ko ni mol nyaalo ta kan asake nyaabo kuti
jenni election o president ko lokmo si fenkuto yela mole
ha bari woko ko pons min be Johnson to jana airport Johnson to banku bude
wala munoti
banku bude min ka jurba jana na tara wala ka ke silol kono moto jamale be pan la je airport Johnson ni bitani janala imaje odula e damin ke banku bude ma ndanga mira ko gravel te ndata jele ngabe video banku bude koko pons iteta tano le ngade da ngake nyaada to wala be kering adu yalo ni ejiota ya ku kabole wonjiyo kabole abe wala nyama
silol be wala nyama
silol be jama babe wala nyama alkani godoro ma minje mbe lare hani romol kal yeselaka ni zamana da fojiyo dun ta kono dula dol bije wol mari kela sama tolle bondi ni bita do ko la yela kurtol sele ni santo musol yela fanol sele ni santo kela sama tol bondi ka fali al yajele ali nga tonya fanyoy tonya lom lafta silol lale fenta yabe kering ali nga tonya fo fenta yabe kering fenta ya warata anyanta talala de kata jamale kata de birin sita duniya ye bulo dun kotole de kula mi alon ko mabe tala ngalo ngaje
na mol good willow nyin tata
bismillah wala tan be leadership ko kumbo kan
leadership
it's all about leadership
you keep saying this leadership
yes it's all about leadership
nyato ko
nalbe ma koyla
nyato ko
pour kan tambinde ngani kay to min deda abe dula beleto ala sambale ajube na taro ko ngamin foje ko mbakela aya nyafa ali so kartela mbal dani la kartela ala bulo yele mandi do manding ali muso tambinde ajube abe kala nyaade dem be kel dani la ke kunda musukunda dindingol ke ba kono diaspora alkana jikila tey na to le do ko kenu
bari ka to la sakunda to le ko e ba ko to feño
malo njumale o faye bari ama imamo ente da
ko president wala ka
wala ka fo mimbe kering mbela president wala bawo mbele ya faye
bari wato to le man
bari mim ani fombe man sakunda fonte man sa do kabirin ala ya tambindi nyala alko nga faye mbela president
bari ko ba foto feño diaspora
ko akaw min fo wo mate la kumolti bar diaspora e minki jang aliya moyle na launching diaspora e letaro kinan you can min contribute ninte ma fo fango aliya moyle ya understand diaspora bunta kelo kono ye kodo ki ye la mol encourage ye mol ma koy ni tolle ba ke kanum nte mu sedo leti nte man na jam politiko la de lafta bankole sambala nga millombe wole fola diaspora mbe tentulambe jayla ikane fam bulo muta ikane fam kamfandi yengbe danila mbal danila hannin kam fa balto alabula this is not the end of the day wala tinam fintitanan na to le struggle ke wo struggle nga minke ning ala kititala albal fanjela jele yal promise munella ko 2026 albe munekela albe voting kela nene rolong because constitution o man soto kamol nene. This is the time for you to show your powers. Alin support, alin anyo muta, alkana murum. You are part of the Gambia, you are part of the nation building. Alni alalda kafuje alkana murum.
Mokili nyin kanya na kwato wantala ko. Is there a possibility ko Dr. Isatou Touray nim baro ya kumanda na kachata asita join baro la Grand Coalition auto pour 2026?
Jamante. Zewo foye ko hani.
Otelene sotola.
Anete sotola. Ngamin foye. Ngamin kamin karang dunia be ya moy. Mbelori ngoleto. It's crisis of leadership. It's not about crisis of coalition. It is crisis of leadership. Well, that should be clear. You see, the man problem or understand. Mbinadu na mistake kono. Mbembulo podindila. It is crisis of leadership. It is not coalition. Ala jube. Dalilol minu fintita. Ali alla nyaton ko tombong. Bari ntebe dani role la. Alama Cairo jila Gambia banko kan. Amen. Altol minu be su albe wula. Amen. Alba katakan su totile. Alal hakilo tuko. There is another chance and I am here. Thank you.
Baraka bake anti Isatou ngetentu ngejay for this marathon interview. I think akumayata number 1 we check al record kabrawe mansakunda minketa aning kumol minka fala karola bi ay jama ba senendile bayri ni be mansakunda nin kumodol fotete wol ite wol senendi nola bari bi ay opportunity so ka explain kumodol minu fota minu ya ko moli accuse ala bi I will be for min for funding Kela Carola, especially was very emotional. You could see the passion come. I left them in the funding Kela Carola. Also, come just like any other person I have said this. Sadawda Kairabaja or Mukeoleti, Yaja Mukeoleti, President Adam Barrow Mukeoleti. Silang Navan Samusol Fananjube, Bairi Bankoni, Sanji Tawaran in Feng. Manfemboni no nyoko no hanisang aya karong soto la aya londo soto you know never candidate la ku foteng, but you know I tell people I'm very biased when it comes to women leadership. I think people should look at her manifesto ya jube I record soto la janne go through her record. I minke young all these years as a gender activist, also as a development worker, but also in government. I service Minke government and go through her manifesto and read through her manifesto and be able to support and encourage your people. At the end of the day, ngamira fatelom fo musudolomba, but musunyaton ko fanam fananyanta o fanan jubela. At some point, I'm going to advocate for that. Exactly. You know, I have somebody Ams Jane Kotonyato exactly Fatou Touray. We should look at that. You know, a lot of people are endorsing that. We should look at women leadership because Tonyato yanga ke all try le sinya fula saba. Sa yanga ke musol fanan try. All fanan try. Nali try ni makeku ngamurum bak mbota daming. But I think that is something we should look at, and I want to thank all of you, Molmi Bebe Jiberola, Nene Frida Gomez Nyol, Binet Boja Nyol, and all of you, Fat Janyol, Molmi Bebe Jiberola, Blind Janyol, Ngalten to Ngaljahi, Molmi Bebe Jiberola, Barakabake. Doctor, thank you so much. Election campaign season oyeletale, and we will be having you more often and your campaign team.
Absolutely.
Kanana Njanka Kachake Watu Wati, Kachadiata Kumayata, Ngeten to Ngejay, Flex, Dan, Ko, vote Dr. Isatou Touray as president. Abanta.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you again.
Thank you.
Good night to you all. Allah Barakabake.
It's my pleasure.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking for the perfect home away from home in the Gambia? Welcome to BC's Residence, your ideal short-stay apartment in the heart of Bundum. Whether you're visiting for business, pleasure, or an extended stay, BC's Residence offers you the comfort, convenience, and privacy you deserve. Enjoy spacious, well-appointed accommodations in a peaceful neighborhood just behind Nusrat High School. Our residence combines modern amenities with authentic Gambian hospitality, ensuring your stay is both comfortable and memorable. At BC's Residence, You're not just booking a room, you're finding your perfect base to explore all that the Gambia has to offer. Ready to book your stay? Contact us today. +220-941414 bcsresidence@gmail.com. BC's Residence, Bundum, behind Nusrat High School. Your comfort is our priority.
Ja Oil ñoom ñoo jiitu si wàllum jaay essence si biir réew mi te ñu def ko warugal pour kontaan loo suñu client yi borom moto yi ak driver yi seen jaaxare jeex na léegi pour am essence bu baax ak njëg bu yomba lii sax moo tax ñu amal leen banxaas fépp si biir réew mi pour essence bu baax bu set benn place rek la muy Ja Oil soo soxlae essence bu set essence bu baax gasoil wala kérosine naa la wax ne Ja Oil rek mooy jëmukaay ga doxantul rek si bépp banxaasi Ja Oil nga am si bànneex ak Ja Oil seen bànneex mooy suñ taxawaay moo tax ñu amoon leen banxaas bépp si biir réew mi nim gën a yombee pour yow ak suñ liggéeykat yu xarañ yi naa la won ne mbégte rek nga see jël pour am essence bu baax pour say machine fenn place rek la mooy sa Ja Oil ak Ja Oil bànneex kese la moo tax sax suñ station si nekk ca Costa Road ak Banjul wàññil nañ leen njëgi essence bi foofu noonu pour am si lu leer mun ngaa call si 770-8080 322-9070 714-7273 wala 787-1321 Ja Oil, the pride of the nation.
Both legendary and the envy of the market. Retail banking. One bank, different amazing packages. Whether you are interested in savings account, current account, time or fixed deposit account, lending or overdraft, our team of dedicated staff is always ready and happy to help you out with your transactions as you wish. Corporate banking. Trust Bank offers the most convenient services for deposit accounts, credit facilities, trade finance, bond and guarantee, and foreign currency account. With e-banking, you can make electronic bill payments and online banking and enjoy 24-hour access to your money without ATM. With the largest network of branches and agents, we give you the convenience to receive funds as you please. We are Trust Bank because we take pride in satisfying every customer's financial needs.
Introducing the future of hassle-free and seamless financial transaction. The Una Wallet app, empowering you to effortlessly manage your money anytime, anywhere. With the Una Wallet app, you can now enjoy branchless banking, wallet-to-wallet transfer, wallet-to-cash, and bank cross-border payments, deposit at a bank, and withdraw from any UNA branch. Get ready to experience the ultimate banking convenience with the UNA Wallet app. With just few taps on your phone, you can effortlessly add funds, withdraw, and send money to your loved ones. The UNA Wallet app also provides a detailed history of your transaction, making it easier to track your expenses. So, what are you waiting for? Download the UNA Wallet app today on Play Store or App Store and say goodbye to hassle of traditional banking. UNA Forex Bureau Limited, delivering much more than money.